Good morning, guys. So it is Saturday morning. I got zero sleep. Reagan started pre-K 2 this week and she has had a cold ever since and a fever actually, so I really shouldn't even be going anywhere, but the Lord, I believe, has been really impressing upon my heart to foster. Me and my husband had already talked about it about a year ago, and I don't know, I just really wanted to get the process started. I feel like we're at a good place to do that. So I'm going to an orientation this morning at the library, so we will see how that goes. So anyway, I just want to let you guys know that we are starting the process to become foster parents. He is not with me though because the little one is not feeling well, and I did not want to take her with me whether she was feeling well or not because I know she'd be very disruptive to the rest of everybody there. So anyway, I just want to let you guys know what I was up to, and yeah, I will keep you updated on how it goes. So anyway, thanks for watching. I love you all. God bless you. Bye. I'm so tired. Yeah, so I'm wearing the same shirt as the last time I vlogged, but this is like a week later. Or not quite a week, it's like almost a week later. So we applied to become foster parents, and I just want to talk a little more about that today. Hey, Remy. Remy wanted to snuggle. So, anyway, this is our guest area upstairs, and this could actually be one of our foster kids' beds eventually in the future. So, anyway, sorry I'm laying down. I'm just like, I'm really tired. So the only way this was going to get done was if I do this, because I need a break. But anyway, so let's see, Saturday. I went and applied Saturday, and let me just tell you how God works and how amazing He is and how He has a plan for everything. Okay, so I'm gonna give you like the long backstory. Basically, ever since I was a little girl, I've wanted to become a foster parent or adopt. Mostly I wanted to adopt, but adoption is extremely expensive. If you haven't looked into it, it is like thousands of dollars, like $30,000 to $80,000, sometimes even more, depending on how many kids you're planning to adopt. So, Remy, buddy. Oh! So, I know. So basically, that was kind of out of our budget at the moment. Like, it was not possible for us right now. But we wanted, sorry, I'm trying to get comfortable. But we still wanted to help in some way. And we have 2 kids of our own, and we've had 1 miscarriage. And right now, I'm 27, my husband is 30. And in Georgia, you have to be at least 25. You have to, you know, have a steady, stable income and a steady, stable home and a safe home, and you have to be able to prove that you can safely provide for a foster child. So yeah, right now we're at a place in our life where we can do that, and I made a video about it before where we had started to discuss, you know, where I discussed it with my husband to see if he was on board, and that was about a year ago. So we've had a year to kind of get our life in order and decide if it's right for us. And right now I felt like for me it was the best time, so I talked to him, and you know, he was on board with it. So we've lived in our home for 3 years. We bought this house almost 3 years ago, and we have 3 empty beds at all times. We have 2 guest rooms, and then my toddler has 2 twin beds in her room. So there are 3 empty beds, a queen, a full, and a twin in our home right now, and a crib. And the kids can even share rooms, so I could have one more kid in both of my daughter's rooms and 2 in my guest room. So I could have I have a room for a lot of kids. So yeah, I've always wanted to help, and it's like I have all these rooms sitting empty and somebody could be using them. You know, like God didn't bless me with all of this for it to just sit empty and not be used. He has called Christians, if you're a Christian, he has called you to take care of the widows and orphans. And not all foster kids are orphans, but they still are in need of a home and of the love of Jesus, which should be living in you if you are a Christian. And I know some circumstances it's not possible for you due to health or finances or your living situation. I get that. And that's totally understandable. But if you can, then I totally think you should, or at least try. It's one way that you can help spread the love of Jesus and do what we are called to do. And I love to help others. I do feel like that's what I am here for. I feel like that's what we're all here for, essentially, in the big scheme of things. And I want to do my part, and I want to, I just think about my kids. Like, I was a teenage mom. I was a single teenage mother. The only person that I really had to help me was my grandmother at one time. My mom was struggling with her ex-husband, and I literally had nowhere to go at one point, except my grandma's. And if I hadn't had her, me and my daughter would have been homeless, and I would have probably lost her, and she would have ended up in foster care because her father, I won't get into that, but she could have ended up in foster care very easily had my grandmother not helped me when she did. So with that being said, I can really understand the struggles in this life. I've been through a lot, and I'll have to give greater details at some point. I grew up in an abusive home, and no offense to my mother, it wasn't her fault that my father was abusive, but I'm very surprised that I didn't end up in foster care as often as the police were called to our house for domestic violence. So it is a miracle that I didn't end up in foster care, and no fault of hers. It's just my father had anger issues and he would take it out on her. Luckily, I didn't get too much of that until I was older, but he almost killed her on numerous occasions, and I've forgiven him. He still never really admitted to it, and that's hard for me, but I've witnessed abuse, and I've been through hard things. I know somebody always has it worse than I do, so I try not to, wallow in self-pity or anything like that, because that's no way to heal. But I just feel like I have a lot to offer parents and kids in foster care, because I can relate in those ways, and I just feel like it's something that I should do, and I always have. And now I feel like we're at a place in our life where we are stable financially and our home is safe and we have our own kids, and I've been a mother for almost 10 years. So I feel like I have a pretty good idea of what I'm doing, and I've worked as a CNA, and I have been a babysitter for almost 11 years now. I memean, I've put in my time, so I feel like I have a pretty good idea of what I'm getting myself into. So yeah, I'd been putting it off just because, it was never the right time. Like, there's a lot to do. There's a lot of paperwork. There's a lot that you have to do as far as getting your house ready and things like that. So I procrastinate. That's just who I am. So I had been putting it off for a while, and I was like watching YouTube one night, and one girl that I follow who does makeup, and I'll leave her channel linked below and probably like up here somewhere. But I was watching her video, and she was talking about her experience in foster care, and she ended up in a lot of shady foster homes, and it just really broke my heart. And you hear about bad things happen in foster care. Kids have been killed, molested, trafficked, abused, just some awful stuff when they're already going through something traumatic, and then to go to a home and experience even more trauma, it just breaks my heart, because you know, that's not how it should be. And I'm just like, you know what, I can offer a loving, stable, safe home while they're going through the hardest time in their life. Like, I can do that, and I need to really get on the ball and do that, because I could potentially save a kid from going to one of these other bad, you know, foster homes. So I don't know, it really pushed me to get the process going. So I asked some friends, you know, asked Facebook, and I was just asking friends, you know, if they had done it, you know, people that I knew on Facebook. Some of them I don't really even know in person, but oh my gosh, my hair looks bad, but whatever. And, you know, talked to a few people, and this one girl who I have not met, we had some mutual friends. Let me tell y'all how God works. Okay. Never met this girl, talked to her on Facebook, she's super sweet. And I'm not gonna say her name, but anyway, she commented and she was like, hey, you know, where we live in Georgia, they are having an orientation, you know, 10 minutes from my house tomorrow, right after I asked this. And I was like, I could go check that out and get some more information. And so I did, and she and I were the only ones there. We both applied to become foster parents. And okay, this is crazy. Never met this girl. I didn't really pay attention to our mutual friends or where she was from or anything. I thought because I saw where she lives now, and she lives where I live now. And I moved from North Carolina almost 8 years ago. Okay? And I never met this girl. And she moved here from North Carolina. And she actually moved here from where I'm from. And we're from the same area, and we know a lot of the same people. And we're the only ones at this meeting. We're from the same place. We're not from here. We're both interested in foster care at the same time. And she had already planned on going the next day when I felt like I needed to ask about it. Like, I got that push to go and get it going, and then it just got the ball rolling really quickly. And then on the way to the meeting, I was like, and I didn't know this before the meeting because she told me where she was from at the meeting. I thought she was from where we're from now because I wasn't paying attention like that. I'm not like super creeping, but I asked God, you know, for a sign on the way there, because I thought maybe we were rushing into this. And I was like, God, if this is what you really want us to do, give me a sign that I can't miss. So when I got there, and I was like, hi, nice to meet you, da da da. And we got to talking, and she's like, yeah, I'm from where you're from. You know, I shouldn't say that, but like she said where we're from. And I was like, oh my gosh, it is such a small world. What are the odds of that? Good job. Okay, you can take a break. Sorry, my dogs are over here play fighting. If you hear them, they're just like playing around. So if you hear them like but yeah, I was just like in shock, and I was like, that has to be God. That is a God thing. Like, what are the odds we'd both be in the same place at the same time, from the same place? I didn't even realize like where she was from, and we end up in the same city thinking about fostering at the same time, end up at the same meeting, which she did invite me to the meeting, but we're the only ones there. Like, I'm sorry, but what are the odds of that, really? Like, really? Like, that was my sign. And then God gave my husband a sign, because after we applied, we're like, we're gonna need a bigger car, because I drive a little Mercedes 250C or whatever it's called, just a small little 4-door car, and I've already got 2 kids in my back seat, and there's not gonna fit another car seat back there, and nobody can sit up front. So he went and traded my car yesterday for an SUV with a 3rd row. Thank you, Jesus, for helping that, making that happen for us as well. But when he went to get my car traded in, so we'll have room for our foster kids if we get approved, the dealer is in the process of becoming a foster parent right now, and he's just a little farther ahead than us. And that was my husband's sign. Tell me how God works. God shows up and he shows out. And you can't tell me anything otherwise. I'm sorry. There are no coincidences. I don't believe that. So I feel very confident that this is what God is wanting to do with my life right now. And I'm probably not going to be doing as much makeup videos because I'm going to be very busy getting my house in order and everything. And then once I do that and we get approved for everything, I will be busy more than likely taking care of more sweet foster kids. So I'll probably be doing a lot more vlogging. I'm sure I'll do makeup videos when I have the time, you know, but it just won't be as often. So I hope you don't mind that, and I hope you will continue to stick around through this journey. And like I've said before, I don't want my channel to be just makeup. I love makeup and it's a passion of mine, and I want to keep doing it. I want to share all aspects of my life with you guys, and I hope you will stay and come along for the ride, because it's just getting started and getting interesting. Not really just getting started, but you know, it's fun to watch my life change as I grow up. I've been through so much, and God, he's been my God through all of it, and he always shows up. And I'm gonna get emotional, but he always shows up and shows out. And I just feel like, you know, I'm one of those people where there were things I wanted to be when I grew up, but it was all pertaining to helping people, and I never could find exactly what it was that I wanted to be when I grew up. You know, when I was younger, I wanted to in-home daycare. Well, I've had that, I've done that. And then I wanted to be a nurse, but I got my CNA and I worked in a nursing home, and I took care of the elderly, and I realized that nursing was not for me because my heart, it just hurt my heart really bad to see a lot of pain and death and suffering, and it was just too much for me, and I stayed depressed, and it was really hard on my back with all the lifting and just things like that. But I did love helping, and I just, you know, I love taking care of people, and I love staying home with my kids, and it's hard to find a job that'll allow you to do that. And I loved makeup, so I became a makeup artist, which I still am, and I still do that on the side. But it's not, most makeup artists will tell you, unless you're working in a large city or in like a TV setting or a show or movie, that kind of work, you're not gonna be like a full-time makeup artist. It's gonna be something on the side, honestly. And I mean, I make good money when I have clients, but most of my clients are wedding and prom season, so it's not anything full-time. And I work in the nursery at my church, and I babysit some, which that has ended because the kids have gone back to school, so I'm not keeping them right now. What is it, baby? What happened? Okay. You want to come say hi? Miss Reagan has been sick this week. She has a cold. She's not feeling great. She's a little whiny. Cheese. Cheese. Say cheese. You're silly. See you. Anyway, and especially with my kids, I think this will be great for them for when I homeschool. So, say cheese. Cheese. I'm talking right now. Go play, please. Go play. Please. Cheese. Cheese. Anyway, I just wanted to share how I felt with you and what we're up to. And yeah, we're just gonna be doing some more vlogging. And yeah, that's the channel will be changing up a little bit, but that's okay. Change is good. And yeah, I just wanted to share this journey with you guys. And we do plan to foster to adopt. So I don't know how long this whole process is going to take, but we are getting started. So yeah, I don't really know what else to say. I think I'm going to show you some of the things I got to get our home ready. So basically we just have to do our CPR and first aid training, which I've already been CPR certified, and so has my husband, but we did not renew them. So we have to get ours renewed, or pretty much just redo it. It's been 4 years since I did mine, so I definitely need to do mine. I think it's been like 3 years for my husband. So we're gonna have to do our updates, and we will have to do our home studies, our home checks, and we have to do a lot around the house to get it ready. We have a pool, and it's an above ground pool, so we're probably just gonna take it down. It's got a hole in it, and it's a pain in the butt anyway, so we're just gonna get rid of it, because I'd rather not worry about a kid drowning in my pool anyway. And we are also gonna have to, we got the car taken care of, so we have room in our car. We have all the different size car seats we need. We have all the beds. Each bedroom has to have a dresser in it though, and our guest rooms do not have dressers in them, so we have to get 2 dressers. And let's see, I got like more cabinet locks, more like child safety, you know, baby proofing stuff, which we had a lot already, but I just got like toilet locks, and, furniture, things like when we get the dresser, so the dresser won't fall on the kids. Like, it just like straps it, you know, the furniture, but so it won't fall over. Things like that. Cabinet and drawer latches, which we already have. Some locks. We have to lock up our medicine, so I don't know what we're gonna do about that, if we can just lock the cabinet that it's in because it's up high, or if we have to get like a separate little medicine lock box. I've seen those as well, so I don't know which one we have to do as far as that yet. And then we had to make sure we had you know, smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors in every room. And we already had smoke detectors, but we only had 1 carbon monoxide detector in the house, so we got some for each room. And what else? I feel like I'm forgetting something. Oh, fire extinguishers. I already had one in the kitchen, but we're gonna need one upstairs as well, so I got another one. We'll have one downstairs and one upstairs. And what else? Some bed rails, because the twin beds, one is against the wall, so we already had a bed rail on that for my toddler, and then the other one is not against any wall except for the headboard, so I needed one for each side because it's a real narrow bed. Nobody really sleeps in it, so I got 2 bed rails for that. And I feel like I'm forgetting something, but anyway, I'll show you all the stuff I got instead of trying to list it all off, because I don't know. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this, and sorry I'm like laying down being lazy in this video, but y'all, it's been a long day. Anyway, yeah, I hope you will stay with me and come on this journey with us, and eventually you'll get to see a little bit of our life as foster parents and as real parents, and you know. Anyway, I hope you stick around, and if you're new here, welcome, and please don't forget to like and subscribe down below if you enjoyed this, and if you want to see more like it. And if you're becoming a foster parent too, you know, send me all the info, send me what you know, we can share, we can go back and forth. I love to meet other foster parents, because I don't really know any other than the girl that I met at orientation. So yeah. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. I love you, and Jesus loves you too. God bless you all. Bye. Okay, you guys, excuse my messy kitchen table, but let me show you some stuff that I got. Okay, I got this Safety First outlet cover with cord shortener. And this is for the outlets that you can't put plugs in, that you already have like something plugged into that the kids would have access to, so they can't just pull the plug out and stick something in it, that it will be covered, but you can still have stuff plugged into it. Next, I got these furniture wall straps. They recommend that you have nightlight in every room that you are going to have the kids in. And yeah, our kids already have night lights in their room, but I figured I'd grab a few more, you know, for the guest rooms. Another one of those. And this is a what is this? small multi-purpose latch. I got this for my little one because she's been sick, and this was on sale. It was like half off. So it's 2 Thermatouch or